Sheed's first game in charge as senior coach. Bit of a challenging one in the end, but how was your reflections of the game?
G'day Josh, thanks for having me. North really played a really strong brand of footy. They got up in our face and made us turn the footy over, and we felt we had some good passages. Definitely early, we played our way, and North kicked a couple, and from there we just could never claw the game back. We want to play a bit of a different brand this year, and we probably lost our way a little bit with the way we wanted to play. We kicked too straight and too long, and North capitalised off a lot of turnovers from half back, via catching the ball or ground balls. And
your defenders stood up pretty well, I thought. 53 inside 50s for 8 goals. I mean, there was a few wayward shots as well in there, but how did you see your defenders go?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think they had 27 shots on goal, but I felt a few of them were really rushed. A few weren't, but a few were rushed, and I thought our defenders. North have a very quick forward line, and we feel it's a strength of ours in our back line that we're very fast. So I thought our defenders, Murley, Ling, Hurd in particular, did a really good job to curtail their speed and height.
Yeah, it was trapped down in our back line for a lot of the game, but moving the ball forward, there was a few glimpses there where it moved it really nicely on the wing and through the middle of the ground. But then just movement inside 50 let you down a bit?
Probably not as much inside 50. I felt we kicked a bit too straight from half back to half forward and didn't look to change angles and make the ground really big, and something we've done a lot of work on over summer, but then round one comes and the pressure and all of that we didn't handle as good as we probably could have, but we've trained a lot of our hands and the ability to get the ball off the line and outnumber over summer, so that's what we want to look like.
Were there some positives that you took out of the second half? Particularly, it was 2-3. I know they kicked a lot of points, but last quarter looked a bit better. And is there momentum to take into next week?
Oh, absolutely. There's always positive to find out of any game. I think the way we continually fought the game out was really strong. Played a very young side. We had 5 debutants as well, and it's good to get games into all of our lists. Ideally, we go in with our strongest side round one, which we couldn't, and that's fine. That's footy sometimes, but. There's always lots of positives. I thought we battled well. We made a few changes throughout the game to try and get ourselves back into the contest. But I think in the second half, you've seen more of the game that we wanted to play around using our hands and looking low and going forward.
The injury list is pretty long and extensive. Lowe, 12-3 Donnelly, Rowlands, Lord, Newton, Warburton, a few that would probably come into that first side. It is a reason as well, isn't it?
It's a very unique situation we find ourselves in. I think we had 40 players to choose from out of a list of 62 on the weekend, so it's not an ideal start. Like I said, injuries happen in every footy club, but this is a unique position we find ourselves in. But like we talked about before with positives, I think the really positive thing is that our whole list is playing at the moment, and we're getting games into them and they're understanding how we want to play, so that if we look further, then that'll hold us in good stead. And
Sermon was a late out. How did you see the ruck battle with Finn and Tristan?
They were up against it, weren't they? Yeah, I thought young Van Wyck did a really good job. He's going to be a good player for North Adelaide. And look, with Luke being out, we tried a different way, and we tried to, go in with a bit more ground coverage around the footy, and it probably didn't work. But Luke will be available this week, we're hoping, and gives us a little bit more structure, not only around the footy, but also in front of the footy, where Finn and Jackson Callow and Tristan Binder and Isaac 12-3, we hopefully get back this week as well, can all play in front of the footy. Yeah, so Sermo and 12-3 make a big difference. Is there anyone else that you're sort of on the brink of return? Yeah, young Jacob Newton will play this week as well. We're not sure where he'll play, but he'll be available. He's come off a foot injury and hasn't played since last July, Jacob. So, for him, he's a highly talented kid and was probably unlucky not to get drafted and just needs to start playing some footy again. So we're looking forward to getting him back as well. Yeah, that's exciting. And you mentioned 5 debutants, McCallum, the 2 Ling boys, Gauchi and Gillo.
it's exciting when you get to hand Guernseys out, isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, we had Roger Woodcock in here, and he handed the Guernseys out, and as we look down that end, there's a Roger Woodcock end, so it was pretty special to get him in, kick 600 goals for the footy club. Yeah, and it's always good to I guess, do a presentation and talk about the Guernsey and what it means to the young kids that come forward and represent it as well. And 4 Tasmanians in that, and 1 New South Wales kid. So it was good that they all played and they all did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Rokar, not his first game in red and blue, but 29 disposals. Looked pretty good in the midfield, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he was good. I think with our mids, they haven't played a lot together. You know, Mitch O'Neill's had a bit of an interrupted pre-season. Rokes, obviously, for other reasons, hasn't been able to play. So it's the first time they've all played together. Obviously, you know, Mitch being new last year and Rokes wasn't here. They haven't played together, and Billy as well. So just got to keep building that continuity in the midfield with, you know, especially them 3, and then Lowy when he returns, and JK and the types, and start to build a really strong midfield.
Yeah, a big one for it. Just round 1, put it down to, you know, a few of those guys hadn't played together, a bit rusty, and a lot of injuries, and bounce back maybe for next week.
Well, that's the plan. It's always, I think, the good thing about footy you've always got next week. Look, we'll review it pretty hard and understand where we need to get better and keep working on our game plan. We've practiced a certain way the whole summer, and we didn't execute it on the weekend. And it's what happens when round 1 comes. You play opposition. Yeah, there's a few other reasons, but credit to North. Like they were super, and they really attacked us and played a very similar game to what we want to play. So yeah, they're going to have a pretty big 2025, I think, and we need to get back on track this week against Woodville.